Now, Princess Leonor's 2025 Air Force journey revealed powerful new images. Spain expected tradition, a calm air, a predictable path. But today, everything changes. Because the new images contradict everything. And the one person we thought we understood, Princess Leonor, is no longer who the world believed she was. The future queen has crossed a line. And what she did in the Air Force Academy is rewriting the entire royal story. And here's the part no one saw coming. The royal family tried to stop it. But Leonor did it anyway. Spain woke up to shock today. Not because a royal scandal erupted. Not because a political storm hit the monarchy. But because a series of powerful new images, raw, unfiltered, intensely emotional, revealed a side of Princess Leonor that had been hidden until now. Images the palace never intended for the world to see. Images that show the heir to the Spanish throne, not as a sheltered royal, not as a symbol, but as a soldier, a daughter, a young woman fighting to rise above everything expected of her. Just when the country thought they understood her 2025 military training. These photographs tore open a deeper narrative. Because they don't just show progress. They show sacrifice, defiance, loneliness, determination, and an emotional truth the palace spent months burying. And that truth begins long before 2025. It begins with a promise Leonor made quietly, privately, at an age where most children don't even know what they will study. A promise whispered only to herself. If I am going to be queen, I must earn it. That single sentence shaped her entire journey. But nobody knew what it cost her. Not until now, when the Spanish Royal Academy released the new 2025 photographs. Leonor in full Air Force gear, helmet under her arm, boots thick with dust. The public saw discipline, pride, strength. But insiders saw something else entirely. They noticed her expression, not smiling, not posing, focused, burning with an intensity that, according to palace staff, has worried Queen Letizia for months. Because behind those images lies a private family conflict. One that has quietly reshaped Leonor's entire military year. One that almost fractured the palace from the inside. And one question rises above all. Why is Queen Letizia afraid of her daughter's Air Force journey? To understand that, we must go back to the moment it began. On the surface, it looked simple. Leonor completed her first year of military training. Spain applauded. Foreign media celebrated her discipline. The monarchy glowed in international approval. But there was something the cameras never saw. Leonor didn't want to stop. Traditionally, royal heirs complete the required training and then pull back. Focus on university, diplomacy, ceremonial duties. But Leonor, she told her instructors, quietly, firmly, that she wanted to push harder. Fly higher, train longer, do more. Her commanders were stunned, not because she asked, but because of how she said it. No special treatment. I want everything the others get. And more. It wasn't arrogance. It was resolve. But this is where the conflict begins. Because when Queen Letizia heard that her daughter wanted a more intense Air Force path, a path that included survival missions, night flying preparations, and close-quarter combat drills, she opposed it. Not publicly, not formally, but emotionally. Sources close to the family revealed something the palace never confirmed. Letizia feared Leonor was pushing herself. Not out of duty, but out of something deeper. A need to prove herself. A need created by pressure, expectation, criticism, and something else. A silent pain the royal house never talked about. People think princesses grow up in luxury. That they live protected, adored, safe. But Leonor's childhood, though privileged, was defined by constant scrutiny. Every hairstyle, every gesture, every word, analyzed, judged, compared. Compared to her mother, compared to her father, compared to past monarchs. She grew up understanding something most never learn. Love from the public isn't guaranteed. It must be earned. This belief became her engine. It drove her harder than instructors expected. Harder than her classmates imagined. Harder than her parents wished. And in the Air Force Academy of 2025, that engine went into overdrive. When the palace approved the release of the new photos, they expected a routine public reaction. They didn't expect the emotional wildfire. Because the images don't show a girl in uniform. They show a leader emerging. A future queen walking with soldiers. Not behind them, not above them, but shoulder to shoulder. One image in particular stunned analysts. Leonor standing in formation, jaw clenched, forehead streaked with sweat. Not glamorous, not polished. Real. Another photo shows her carrying equipment nearly half her body weight. Another captures the moment she looks toward a training aircraft. Expression sharp, almost fierce. As if she's staring at the future itself. Spain saw strength, but her family saw risk. Because the more Leonor embraced the Air Force, the more she stepped away from the life her mother once prepared her for. The elegant, diplomatic, carefully balanced world of palace protocol. And that raised a painful question. Is Leonor shaping the crown? Or escaping from it? Felipe VI understands military life. He supports it. He encourages it. But Queen Letizia, she sees the toll. Late nights. Emotional exhaustion. Letters home filled with determination and loneliness. Her fear wasn't military danger. It was something else. That the uniform was becoming a shield. That Leonor was hiding her vulnerabilities behind discipline. That she was burying her personal needs to become the queen everyone demanded. And this fear reached its peak during one private moment reported by palace insiders. A conversation between mother and daughter. Unexpected, emotional, quiet, but intense. Leonor came home for a short break. Letizia took her hand and said only, "I don't want you to lose yourself." Leonor replied, "I'm finding myself." That moment defined 2025. And it shaped every image released this week. The military academy is strict, private, disciplined, but whispers escape. And what Leonor's fellow cadets say about her explains everything. They describe her as the one who never complains, the one who volunteers first, the one who trains after lights out, the one who protects the youngest cadets from being overwhelmed. But they also describe moments the palace never mentions. Leonor eating alone after long drills. Thinking, writing, sometimes staring at the ground in silence. Not sadness, not fatigue, processing. Because Leonor isn't just training. She's transforming, becoming someone both stronger and more isolated. And that emotional tension drives the narrative of these new photos. For most royals, military training is symbolic. For Leonor, it is identity. The Spanish Air Force represents freedom, but also responsibility. It is the branch associated with strategy, fast decision-making, pressure in the skies, and emotional endurance. In private, Leonor once told an instructor, "Flying is the only time I feel weightless. Not physically, emotionally. Because when the aircraft leaves the ground, so do expectations, wilderness survival tests, psychological pressure simulations, emergency aircraft evacuation drills, high-altitude endurance practice, multi-day tactical training, team leadership rotations, live scenario decision, assessments, while simultaneously balancing royal duties, public expectations, family tensions, Spain's political climate, her own emotional growth. Most soldiers face one of these pressures. Leonor faced them all, and the new photographs capture the weight of that challenge. Not through dramatic poses, but through tiny moments. A wrinkle in her uniform from hours of drills. A bruise on her wrist from equipment. A faint exhaustion in her eyes softened by resolve. These details matter, because they reveal the truth Spain rarely sees. Leonor is not performing. Leonor is enduring. The monarchy is changing, rapidly, quietly, irreversibly, and these new images accelerate that shift. For the first time, Spain sees an heir who is not defined by royalty, but by merit, by grit, by experience. This creates both hope and fear, because a stronger Leonor means a stronger future queen. But a stronger Leonor also means a more independent Leonor. A Leonor who makes her own decisions, even when they contradict palace expectations. And the biggest question remains. What will she choose after 2025 ends? Return fully to royal duties? Or pursue more military specialization? Take on diplomacy? Or continue Air Force training beyond what tradition demands? Her commanders believe she is capable of elite training. Her mother fears the emotional cost. Her father believes she must choose her path wisely. Spain believes she is redefining monarchy itself. But Leonor, she hasn't said a word. Behind the uniform is a daughter, a sister, a young woman carrying a future she did not choose, but refuses to abandon. Every night in the academy, she writes letters, not just to family, to herself, reminders, reflections, promises. One line from a private note leaked by someone close to the palace said, "I want Spain to trust me. But first, I must trust myself." This is why the new images matter. They are not propaganda, they are testimony. Every step Leonor takes in 2025 is shaping her destiny, and the destiny of a nation. This is where the story becomes truly powerful, because the Air Force Academy has already scheduled a series of advanced drills for Leonor. Later in 2025, drills normally reserved for highly promising cadets, not royal heirs, not future queens. The palace debated blocking it, but in the end, they didn't. Why? Because even they realized something. Leonor isn't following in King Philippe's footsteps. She is carving her own. The new images prove it. The instructors confirm it. Spain feels it, and the world is witnessing it. Princess Leonor is no longer just preparing for the crown. She is preparing for something far bigger. Command, responsibility, resilience, authenticity, leadership built through experience, not entitlement. And this is the truth behind the powerful images released today. They are not a glimpse of who she is becoming. They are a declaration of who she already is. As the country studies every inch of these new photos, as analysts debate, as citizens react, as the palace adjusts, one thing becomes undeniable. Princess Leonor is rewriting royal history. Not with speeches, not with ceremonies, but with action. Her 2025 Air Force journey is more than training. It is transformation, rebellion wrapped in discipline, courage wrapped in duty, a future queen, forged, not chosen. Spain expected tradition, but Leonor delivered evolution, and the world is finally seeing her wings.